Welcome back. You're watching ET Insights. As new issues, challenges and opportunities crop up at the workplace, employees are responding by creating new jobs and titles. Nikhil Shivdas has more on what's hot and happening.
In the good old days, a fancy title was hardly a matter of much importance. It was the company that one worked for and the money that really mattered. But not anymore.
It's important, means I work as a relationship manager with one of the leading banks, and like it's what to say, means it's very much important. That's what I can say.
It shows the growth of your personal. So that I believe that designation is as important as the increment of the salary and everything.
Yeah, designation at level itself plays a very important role, because if you feel that if you are getting a good designation, you try to move around to different companies. Designation helps you in stabilizing the, in the current company. If you want to stay back for a very long time, the designation plays a very important role.
Designation you will get a high, good salary and good promotions. So I think designation is very important wherever you work in this part of the world.
So why is India's workforce so hung up on fancy titles?
Today's work we know is a good blend of Gen Y who want here and now, a blend of Gen X and the baby boomers. So clearly when the workforce today in much of the companies like IT, banking and biotech kind of fields where we see much younger people working and younger workforce coming into these kind of sectors, there is a new way of thinking that's definitely required to engage the workforce. So it's not just designations, it's also about the flexibility you offer in the work and the flexibility that you're offering in salary.
So what's in a name, you would ask? Well, a lot. The designations today are designed to better portray a person's role in an organization. So what you have is a list of fancy titles like cost kill analyst, innovation architect, change leader, chief belief officer, chief nut officer, chief people's officer, president human capital, chief strategy officer, chief trafficker, karta and store guru.
The designations that organizations or roles that organizations are creating in response to a particular market environment, or just to communicate a strong message that the company is serious about focus in that area, and hence has consciously gone and created a role and given a designation around that.
But this is not the first time that India Inc. has dished out such heavy-duty designations. A few years ago, promoters of some IT companies rechristened themselves Chief Mentor, Chief Gardener, etc. India Inc. was following the footsteps of global giants like Monster and Google, which had a Chief Monster and a Chief Internet Evangelist. Soon, finding alternative ways to adequately project a person's role in a company became important. That's how Indian companies started making a distinction between executive and strategic but non-operational roles. For instance, K.V. Kamath had been appointed non-executive chairman of Infosys to strategically drive the company, whereas Chris Gopalakrishnan is the co-chairman and looks after the management of the business.
Chris Gopalakrishnan will work on enhancing customer, employee and investor connect, and will work with Mr. K.V. Kamath in ensuring that this company moves forward in the strategic direction that it has been set.
From the higher-ups to specialists and the middle management, companies are now splitting job profiles and clearly defining the terrain of operations. For instance, in the R&D sector in the pharma industry, a mentor is one who works with a team of scientists who create products. His or her key responsibility is not to deliver new products or innovate, but to mentor people from a strategic perspective. Ditto with IT.
Earlier, even for basic jobs, like for example an MIS job, used to be just an MIS job, but today MIS has become split in terms of saying, one, what is a job which has no brain involved. It is just you do an MIS job and that is about it. And there is also an MIS which means you are quantifying, you are doing research and market surveys and all of that. So today what has happened is right from a junior to a senior level, there is a certain diversification or a split in terms of a job requirement that is happening, and candidates or employees get pegged accordingly.
Here, it's important to mention that a fancy designation and work-related duties are not the only way to engage employees. For instance, Mahindra Group has what it calls shadow boards, to give employees a chance to think and provide out-of-the-box solutions for group companies.
Essentially, it's groups of young people from each business who are given projects which enables them to deal with the subjects that they normally would not encounter in their day-to-day life. Strategic issues or even complex operational issues that typically top or senior management would grapple with. And we are giving these same problems, if you like, and asking these young people to apply themselves with the hope that they'll come up with some alternative thinking, they'll think out of the box, and they will also learn.
That in turn will lead to higher job satisfaction. But using novel designations for job satisfaction is a tricky issue because it raises aspirations and makes undeserving candidates believe that they too are entitled to tailor-made roles. The challenge then is to manage aspirations in a collective and balanced manner. And experts say that one way to do that is to not institutionalize fancy designations. Instead, it's better to offer these titles in an ad hoc and need-based manner, particularly in the low and middle ranks. Even so, there's no denying that fancy designations help add that extra zing to a workplace and serve as a much-needed breath of fresh air for employees.
Well, that's all in this edition of ET Insight. We'll be back next week, but until then, don't forget to write in with your feedback and suggestions. Thanks so much for watching.